Alright, how do I graph an ellipse?
First, you find the center.
Okay.
Second,
How do we find the center?
okay, you look in the. What are you looking at? Think oppositely of what's inside of the parentheses.
What's inside the parentheses? X with X, Y with Y. We think opposite. What's inside there? Okay. That gets us our center. Okay. Fantastic. Next.
Look at the x squared term and then.
So, but no, we don't look at the X squared term. We look at
Bottom.
what's under the X squared term.
That's and then the endpoints to the right and left.
Yeah, that's right, left.
So whatever's under the X squared term, we take the square root of that, and that tells us left and right from the center, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you repeat that with the y squared term up under it. And then
That's going to tell us up, down from the center. Both of those are from the center. Okay. Then what?
find the major axes.
At the ellipse. Ellipse. Yeah. Yeah. But we draw it next. Yep. Okay. Then what?
Major axes.
What about the major axes?
You have to find it for the both sides.
Got to find the foci. And the foci you said are located on the major axes, right? How do I tell which one's the major axes? Which one's the major axes? Longest one. Okay? Longest one is the major axis. Okay? So what formula do I use to find that?
A squared equals B squared plus C squared.
A squared equals B squared plus C squared. Now my question to you is, what is A squared? The big more specific than bigger number. What do we call the numbers underneath in a fraction? Denominator. So it's the bigger denominator. Okay. B squared is the smaller denominator. And C is what? Oops, I spelled that wrong. Went C too early. Okay. Now, when it comes to a formative tomorrow, a quiz on Friday, a formative next week, a quiz next week, a formative the week after, a quiz the week after, a quiz the following week, and your test the following Tuesday, okay, I am going to want the foci listed out separately. Okay? So I want them listed out separately, and I'll show you how we did it yesterday and the next example, and then how I want it looking going forward. Okay?
We need graph paper today.
Yep, but let's not worry about that right now. Okay? The other thing that I am going to add in here is I am going to add in a step 6. And step 6 is you are going to then find the vertices of the ellipse. The vertices of the ellipse are very easy to find. They are simply the endpoints of the major axes. Okay? And those would also be listed out as separate points. Okay? Okay? Ready to try one?
Is this the graph?
This would be the graph now, yes. Okay?
Probably not going to be the right amount. Enough time.
Are you gonna see
So, first thing that we do is what? What?
find the center.
Where is the center of this ellipse?
1.
Okay? 1 comma negative 3. And we put the center on our graph with a C. Next. What's next? Okay, so what am I looking at? And what do I do with it? And what's the square root of 4? So what does that do for me? No. Because it's under the X, so I'm going left and right. So I go right 2, and I go left 2. Those are actual points on the graph, yes. Next step. What about 25, Kellen? Square root of 25 is? So what does that mean?
5 up, 5 down.
Up 5, down 5. Step 4. Step 5. Step 5. Find the foci. Okay, what am I going to use to find the foci? A squared what, David? Equals B squared plus C squared. What's my A squared? 25. What's my B squared? 4, which makes my c squared then be 21, correct? So c is the square root of 21. Agree? Okay. Now, Anna, you said that it was on the major axes, right? Right? So which one's the major axes? Up and down or left and right? Up down is the major axes. So my foci are at the point 1, comma, -3 plus or minus the square root of 21. So if we had to fill out on below a graph, like a list of things that we have to fill out, we would write those separately. So this means then that one of them is at the point 1, comma, -3 plus the square root of 21. Another one is at 1, comma, -3 minus the square root of 21. Now, the square root of 21 is what? 4.6-ish, right? Okay, so this one here would be the point 1, comma, 1.6. This one here would be the point 1, comma, -7.6. That's your call, not my call. You got to have one of them. Okay. On the graph, that would be here and there. Okay. And lastly, the last thing that we have is our new step, which is our vertices. The vertices are the end points of the major axes. So I have one vertice here, and I have one vertice there. So the first one is at the point 1, comma 2. The second one is at the point 1, comma -8. Ready to try one on your own? Do it to it, man. Center. 1, comma, -2. Square root of 25 is 5. So I'm going left and right 5. Square root of 4 is up and down 2. Ooh, I don't like that one. That was bad. Skinny on one and fat on the other. Didn't like it. So to counteract that, make the line bigger. Huh? Get over it, Matt. Step 5. Find the foci, right? What's a squared? 25. What's b squared? 4, which makes my c squared 21 again, which makes this be the square root of 21 is c. Correct? Okay. So that tells me then that my foci are where? Where are my foci?
1, -2 -1.
No. Nope. No. One of them is at 1 plus the square root of 21 comma -2. Where's the other one? The other one is at 1 minus the square root of 21 comma -2. Okay. If we were approximating those, would we say 4.6 was the square root of 21?
Yeah.
So what that's going to be at 5.6 comma -2 and -3.6 comma -2. So right there and right in there.
Do you want us to put F there, or would it just work?
It's not a point because it's not on the actual ellipse.
Yeah, but with like a dot there.
That's a point.
Okay.
That means that it's on the ellipse.
Okay.
So no.
F.
Yep. Just like we put C for the center because it's not actually on it. We use it. Yeah, but it's not actually on it. Okay. And then the last thing is we need our vertices. Oops. I lost them. There they go. So what are my verts? 6 comma -2 and -4 comma -2.
And on any quiz or anything, there'll be blanks for all that.
Okay. Try that one. Center. Square root of 36. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Square root of 81. 9. 9. Draw it in. Better than the last classes, but that's okay. All right. Foci. What's a squared? 81. B squared? 36. Which makes c squared what? 45. which makes C be what? I don't like the square root of 45. I don't like 6.7.
3 times the square root of 5.
I like 3 times the square root of 5. Because the square root of 45 is 3 times the square root of 5. Okay? Which approximated was, what did you say, 6.7? 6.7? Okay. So where are my foci then? Up and down or left and right from the center? Up and down. Okay? So that means that one foci is going to be at -2, comma, positive 3 square roots of 5. Oops. Let's start that one right over. Which is -2, comma, positive 6.7. My other one is at -2, comma, -3 square roots of 5, which is -2, comma, -6.7. 4, 5, 6.7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.7. Okay?
So why did we do the whole 3 times the square root of 5?
Because if you would have given me this answer down here as the square root of 45, I would mark it wrong. Because it's not simplified.
Wait, normally we only simplify when it's like square.
There is a perfect square.
9 is a perfect square.
Right.
You already have to.
It's like 6/8. Do we like 6/8? No. We like 3/4 instead.
It's just seems
How you do that again?
How do I do it?
I know why you do it. I just don't remember how you did that.
Where the points are?
No, the 3 times square root of 5.
Oh,
right there.
the square root of 45 is the square root of 9 times the square root of 5. Square root of 9 is 3. So the square root of 45 is 3 times the square root of 5.
9 times 5.
Oh, okay.
45. So if there's
Perfect square factor. Yes. Yep. Okay. Lastly, where are my vertices? -2, comma 9 and -2, comma -9. Endpoints of the major axis. Okay. Whoa, let's work in reverse now. Okay. So, what's the first thing you think we should find? The center. Okay. So, let's find the center. Right, but I can't do that on when I make these graphs. I can only do dots. You're better than what I can do on my technology. Okay. So what's the center? 0, comma 0. Okay. What should I do next? So count left and right. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my left-right distance is 5, which means what? No, it's going to just be 25 underneath, right? So we'll call that one a squared for now, because it's underneath the x. Okay? Remember, that. Okay. So what should we do next then? Up-down distance. What's my up-down distance? Trace. Which means b squared is 9. Okay. Do we have enough now to make the equation? Okay, what's the equation of this particular ellipse? X squared over 25 plus y squared over 9 equals 1. Okay. Now we can find the coordinates of the foci. What's a squared? 25. What's b squared? 9. Which makes c squared how much? 16. Which makes c 4. Now, which one is my major axis? My horizontal one, right? Okay. So from the center, I need to go 4 to the left and 4 to the right. What are the coordinates of those points? Okay. Questions on graphing or ungraphing? The homework that I'm going to give you right now will be due on Friday. Okay? Don't forget that you have a formative assessment tomorrow and you have a quiz on Friday.